Isn't for everyone, but what if you tried walking more than 330 miles whilst wearing a bathtub and a morph suit? Yep, John Bell's done that, walking from the Stag's own field mill to the home of Wrexham AFC, all to raise money for his charity Walking for Hope. John lost his son Jake to suicide in 2020, and he found that nature walks helped him move forward, like literally. He's spoken to Ryan Reynolds, who owns Wrexham AFC, one of the owners, about suicide prevention. It's gone viral, and John and the bath are here now, as your Deadpool thing. Right, thanks for coming in. Where should we start first? Let's start by talking about Jake first of all. Yeah, just tell us a bit about him.
Well, as anything for any father, he was my first child, firstborn son. Becoming a father, becoming a parent in general, I think it changes you and makes you start thinking about life a lot more, don't it? And you're responsible for somebody else now, not just yourself. So to lose a child, there's no pain like it. And then with all the complications that come as well, we have to be so appropriate. I think when we're talking about the suicide factor, the society is quite scared of it. It's like it's a very touchy subject, isn't it? And I don't think it should be. No, I really don't think it should be. It's important for us all to understand our own well-being and our own self-worth. Losing my son, Jake, I'm not gonna lie, it broke every fibre of my being. And I'm quite comfortable talking about this. I've learned to deal with this. I've learned that Jake now lives on in my heart. And I sat there with Ryan actually on the interview and said to him, I learned to cultivate what's known as loving kindness. If he's gonna live on in my heart now, I want to make my heart a very nice place, so I practice looking for hope every morning. I pull myself out of bed and I look forward to actually living now after spending a good year in a very dark place wanting to join him. So I cultivate loving kindness and I like to find hope, create hope, and I challenge myself mentally to become more mentally resilient by doing ridiculous challenges. And he lives on in my heart. And I sat there and told Ryan this in part of the interview, and Ryan Reynolds sat there and said, John, I want to rent a room in your heart.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you say, you know, he's father, I'm a father, and you can't even contemplate it. But it's an amazing.
I don't want you to. That's the whole reason why.
It's an amazing place you've come to. But let's talk about the bath in the room then. Yeah. So how did the bath come about?
I was looking for something. A friend of mine, he carries a fridge up and down mountains and in Kilimanjaro, and it inspired me to want something additional as a visual representation for the burdens that we can carry, what you don't see. You don't know what everyone else is going through, and this is why it's important to be wary of that and understand we're not the only ones suffering. Every single one of us go through some suffering at some time, and we don't see it. So it's a visual representation of the mental struggles, and it's evolved even further past that for me, because I take this bath up and down mountains. It's done Snowdon, Nevis now as well, and to go up sort of rocky terrains with it, I've had to sort of condition my body since January to be able to take on those sort of terrains, and every step's calculated. So it's to walk when you've got the your front of your bath, you're limited with your vision, and stepping up big rocks like on Nevis, it takes a lot to do that, and I have to become hyper focused, and I enjoy every single step, and I do it with pride. I enjoy putting that bath on. We've got the ducks on there that all represent lost loved ones. We've got a flag full of the smiling faces. It's a ridiculous, ludicrous idea that gets people talking. It's colourful, and it's carrying the memories on. It gives people hope. It gives me hope. Right. If I'm honest. And I enjoy putting that bath on and walking with it with pride for all our lost loved ones.
I'm glad you said it's ludicrous, because I'm glad you know that, but in a brilliant way. Yeah. Just the fact you're sat there as Deadpool, we haven't even mentioned that, isn't a crazy thing. So how did the conversation with Ryan Reynolds?
Deadpool, first of all, is my son's favourite character.
Right.
I love Deadpool as well. I think most of us do. He's the anti-hero, isn't he? And he's all about going through pain with his old character. And there was a video put together with the media team from Stags, which a lot of people have contributed in making this happen, if I'm honest. There's too many people for me to say in this short interview that's been a part of this, but the Stags, I think the final thing was them putting the media, interviewing me and putting a video out there that would become about 50,000 views. And I'd said in the interview, just to get a thumbs up from Ryan, and it is literally all I expected.
Right,
just a thumbs up and hear him say my boy's name. That would have meant everything to me. And he's actually just shared my boy with the entire world during the interview, the video of our interview. At the same time, he announced to the world that his 4th child was a son, Olin, as well, which is absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely honoured that he's done that. His timing's impeccable. He said from the beginning, I want to shine a light, John, on what you're doing. And yeah. And he has done.
Yeah. It is, it's incredible.
Yeah. He's given me a platform, and I want to use that platform appropriately to be able to provide more support and more hope for other people.
Yeah, I think
to know we can be more
just
than.
Doing an incredible thing. It's really emotional.
I
So
truly believe we can be more than what we suffer.
Yeah.
I really do, and I want to be an example of that.
Yeah.
So.
What's next for you? We could just sit here and hug if you
I don't know
want.
what my limits are yet. I've just walked 51 miles with that bath in 22 hours on the same day as Jake's funeral, and that was a challenge and a half. 51 miles in one day. And the next thing, I mean, most of the next challenges are going to be coming up. That is extended now, the campaign, into back end of summer next year. I want to do a grand finale. I'm not sort of disclosing anything on that yet. That'll be a surprise near the time.
I'll tell you what, because we're running out of time,
Yeah,
unfortunately, which is, there's not going to be ever enough time to talk to you about the full thing. But come back before you do that, won't you?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
come on
yeah,
again.
definitely,
And
definitely.
I don't know how the ducks work.
Oh, wow,
But
yes.
can you take that as our
Of course
10th
I can,
anniversary
of course.
duck? So,
Yeah, no, brilliant. Thank you.
As well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much.
you.
Thank you for having me.
If you've been affected